thought I'd do a cosmic encounter with the special hexes. We'll see how this goes. Got the special hexes and I got the pra in the middle. I'll talk to you about them in a sec here. I put a little cheat sheet on each one. This one's space dust. Everything on the hex is a base. So there's 20 bases with the tokens and 3 bases with the stardust, which are each worth 10. And they can be used to go into the cone. 1 into the cone. If the stardust ever lose, they end up in the discard pile. So there's only 1 stardust in the discard card pile right now, so it's hard to get at this hex. And if anybody else comes on here and wins against a disc or a token, they get their color tokens stacked in a pile, and that counts as 1 base. And the only way they lose their power here is if all the stuff is gone. So that's pretty much that one. This one over here is rings. You add the number on the ring to the challenge total, and if there's any other person's tokens on the ring and it gets challenged by somebody else, those tokens, other person's tokens, add to your total, and get kicked off with 3 or more rings and you lose your alien power. This one's the gas giant. It's 1 big planet. It's only 1 base. Before the cards are played, he moves the back tokens up front to see what he has for what's going to challenge. Kind of like Amoeba, you can do 1 to 20. And if all those tokens are gone, then you lose usually your alien power. And this one's Spiral. It's got numbers 1 through 5 on it. You can put this one and this one. You can put the tokens on your planet any way you wish. And I just did a randomly here. What happens is every time as a defensive player, if you win or lose, you get the number on the planet reward, kind of like a defensive ally reward, card from the deck, token from the warp, and then this is like the normal game. If you get kicked off 3, you lose the use of your alien power. They do have a reverse cone, but that's if they had allies, and I'm not doing allies, so you're going to see some star discs with this picture on it. That's what triggers this. And then we have the pra. Warp has a critical mass in this game, and that critical mass is the number of players times 3. So this would be 12, so I'm putting that as a reminder there, 12. Anytime there's a clump of 12 here, after everything moves in from after the challenge, if it's 12 or more, it gets moved to the pra, which is right there. And then when you take tokens out of the warp, they either come from the pra to the warp, that's 1 move, counts as 1, or from the warp to your base like it does before. And the Mobius tubes or the warp break will either release your choice, this one to bases or this one to bases, not both. So you only can choose one of those 2. And let's see. Because there's such a massive tokens being held onto by the warp and the pra, every time the destiny pile is flipped, the offensive player can release a token from the warp to your bases or raise a token from the pra to the warp. And that's it with that. I'm playing with the powers, just the basic powers basically, because I don't want to think too much here. Vulch, it keeps other people's discarded edicts. Macron, each token's worth 4. Laser makes the other person play blind. And Mutant maintains a 7-card hand. And here are the hands. There's Mutant's hand. There's Laser's hand. There's Vulch's hand. And there's Macron's hand. Okay, and I randomly put the hexes down. And I randomly put the aliens down around the hexes, so I didn't know what was going to get what. And this one over here is going to be kind of tough, I think. just because. Okay, let's start. There's nothing to raise or here, so. And this is a defensive power, this planet, this hex. That one's offense or defense. That's offense, or that's defensive over here. And this one it's offense and defense because you can use these as offense. So we'll see here. Red. Oh, and we got, let's see. We have the edicts over here. That's a keeper, and that's a stellar gas. Okay, that's not going to come up in a while here, the keeper at least. Okay, we got red. So we're going, Vulch is going against laser. We have that. And what does, do you want to take an advantage here? Let's see. You could go in. You can have 18 with a disc plus a 5, which is, well, it's random. It's going to be a random card, so it might be tough. So the best you can do over here is 10 plus the 8 plus the 5, 23. And there's war cards and there's other stuff out. So maybe he'll just do 1. And then laser's like, well, it's going to be random. Why do I want to risk too much? I'll go, well, should we just go 1? We don't know. We got 26, 27, 28 going on here. Yeah, he doesn't know what's going on, so it's just going to be 1 versus 1. We'll try that. Okay. Laser's going to play. It's 13, and now there's a randomness. So we have 7 right now versus 14. You could make it 12. Best he can do is 12, and there's 14 already on there, so that's going to be a loss. And pause. Okay, I just threw the cards away, put the token there. Now it's going to be Macron's turn. Macron is going against. There's that would trigger the thing over here. Macron's going to go against Vulch. And I think Macron's going to try to go for a star disc here, which is worth 10. There was nothing to raise here. And that's a defensive hex. This will come into play here. We got Vulch versus Macron. We don't have any edicts to mess with here. Going after that, and he's going to play his, well, he's going to go heavy on that. And like I said, he's going to play his 40. And we've got 10 right now, 18. He can get 23. He's going to try to see if he can save that disc not going in. So, well, actually it is for 16. It's 16 plus his card. This is 10, 18, 23. So he'd have to have an 8. 8 or less. I think, and I don't think he's going to get, if he gets constellation, he might only get 1 constellation because going after the disc. I'm not sure. So maybe he'll save that and he'll just do the 1. So there's nothing that Vulch can do. It's 40 plus 16, 56. Again, plus it'd be 23 at the most. So that's a loss. This goes to Destiny pile. And that's one base now. Can't stack them on top of each other. I wish I have cups or something out here for it. But so then we have the second turn over here for Macron. Macron is going against. There's nothing to bring out. Green. So he's going to go. He's probably going to go tough again. So right now we got 6 versus 16, and they're going to get a token or a card based on the power of the hex, no matter what happens. So they're going here just to get rid of most tokens. And Macron is going to play 12, so he's got 16, 28. And he knows that's 16 plus the card. He's got 16. That's 22. 23 is the best he can do. I think he's going to play his compromise card and just tank it, because that's a strong power. Okay, so we're getting 6, and we're getting a reward. So we either get the token back or whatever. So hold on. So Constellation took all of Macron's cards over here because there were 6 of them. Warp is still okay, and Mutant doesn't want any more cards. He'd rather take 1 because of this 1 here is planetary power. He's going to take that and put it down there. Okay, now it's Red's turn. Red doesn't have anything in the warp. Got cards. Is going against Green. And there's a lot of cards over here. It's going to be blind. The best that Laser can do is an 8, 9, 10, plus whatever he puts in the cone. I think he just has a 1 to 4 choice in the cone. I think he will. Maybe he'll just go 1, because he knows what's in store. And now there's a randomness here. He's got over 7 cards, so he's fine. Now I got a 2, 4, 6, 8 cards. Okay, did the random 7. That was the 6th card over there. And it is 7 versus and you need tokens on the base for this to get the reward here. So he doesn't have any tokens on the base, so he's not going to get that reward for this. If he does win. 7 versus, or it doesn't matter if he wins or not. 7 versus 5 right now. So he comes over here and he pulls his. So it's 9 versus 7. All he has to do is tie. Plays 2. 9 versus 9. He plays his 2. It's 11 versus 9. 11 versus 9. He's going to play his other reinforcement. 11 versus 11. And there's nothing more they can do over there. Laser loses. Doesn't affect the warp. It's Mutant's turn. He has defensive power, so it doesn't come into play. He's going to get one of these out. We haven't reached 12 yet there. And I guess just to entice the other players. And he's going against Red. Can make him play blind again. And Red's got cards, but all he can play is going to be a compromise card. So we know that's coming. No power here. He's only only gonna go one. And it's gonna be random. Pause. I put one token in the cone for him. The random card was the last card. It was the 6. So that's a win. There's nothing that'll change anything here. And then Laser's gonna get one consolation card from over here. Okay, Laser got the 8 for consolation for Mutant's hand. And there's the 1 base. And now it's Mutant's turn again. Mutant gets 1 out. Mutant just gonna throw it there for now. Mutant is going against Blue, who has no cards. Alright, Macron got cards. He can use that time gash later between challenges. Alright, Mutant sees he doesn't have a whole lot over here. Oh, I gotta give him another card. I had to give him another card because of his power. He needed 7 cards, he only had 6. He's gonna play a 6 on the outer ring over there and only try 1 because he already it's 16 plus whatever card he plays. So he's gonna say, well, it's 16. I could go 28, or I could go the full route. And he's like, let's do the full route. That's a loss. That was a loss. I put the token in the warp. Everything stays still over there. Got the cards over there. Now it's Yellow's turn. Yellow gets one of these back. Yellow is going against Blue. Yellow's got cards. We looked. Well, actually, I'm going to put this down. Macron's going to play his time gash. Insert a challenge in here. Doesn't have anything here. It's going against Blue. He doesn't want to go against himself. There's nothing there. Now, if he had another token, he could take another token out of the warp, but he doesn't. Blue, he doesn't. Green. Okay, it's 16. And the best we could do over here is a 16 plus 20, 21. So if he has a 6 or more, he can win or he can add to it. So I pulled a 12 over here, and I pulled a compromise. So we're going to take care of this. Okay, tokens went in, didn't add up to 12, and they were on a 2. So they got 2 of their tokens. There used to be 2 here, and they're back on the planets over here because we had. Oh, let's see. Wait a minute. I thought we had 9 going here. All right, I could be making a mistake, but I think I brought back 1 instead of 2. Well, if it is, that's my fault. I think I counted 9, so there should be 7 in there. And the constellation took all of his cards and brought it over here to Mutant again. So we're done with the time gash. I shuffled a destiny pile, and it is Yellow's turn. Yellow's going after Blue. Oh, lucky. No cards. Okay, I got his hand over there, and the time gash that I put in the destiny or the discard pile should have came over here. So Vulch has the time gash with Vulch's power. Macron played a plague on the Vulch, and so Vulch lost that to try to get rid of compromise cards. So I got rid of the cards and I got rid of the tokens there. They're at 10, but Vulch is going to play the plague on Macron. Okay, I took a war card and an edict and an attack card away from Macron. I threw it over there, and 3 of the tokens that were over here I just threw into the warp. Now, do we have 12? And I believe we do. 12 tokens in the warp. Goes into the pra. Got to see the pra, huh? This will be quick. It's just the 1 token going against over here. And it's war versus an attack. So this one's going to the warp. Pause. And his consolation, you got the attack card from over there. Welch plays the time gash, gets a token out, and is going against, got a card. Blue. Okay. Same scenario, war versus attack. It's a loss. There's no cards to get from over there. This goes over here, and then it's going to be start of Blue's turn. All right, I'm going to stop right there. That's as much, I think, as I want to do with this. I don't have the time to keep going with this one. But you got to see some of the pra and some of the other stuff that went on with this. So, all right, I'm going to send this one. Thanks.